Mumakil, the colossal war elephants appearing in the dark army of Mordor, truly struck fear into the hearts of the warriors of Rohan in The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. These elephants were exceptionally large and had the capability to break through enemy formations, even the bravest of warriors from the region of Rohan. So, what is this irrational creature? What is its power? Let's explore the Mumakil or Oliphaunts in this video. Mumakil, also known as Oliphaunts, are massive elephant-like creatures commonly used by the Haradrim people in battle. The name Oliphaunt was given to them by hobbits and is unique to them. In the southern lands of Harad in the Third Age, there were large beasts believed to be the ancestors of these elephants. In the Red Book, they are described as larger than a house. They typically inhabited the southern regions of Middle-earth, massive creatures with aggressive behavior, tree-like legs, and ears resembling sails. The Haradrim were able to tame and utilize them for warfare. Due to their presence primarily in the southern regions and rare appearance in the northern parts of Middle-earth, most northern races considered them creatures of legend. During the years of the War of the Ring, brave Haradrim warriors advanced north to Gondor in response to Sauron's call, and their army featured these mighty creatures from their homeland, known as Mumakil. Mumakil were brought to the battlefield of the Pelennor Fields in Gondor, bearing war towers on their backs, from which archers and soldiers with spears could engage from above. These fierce beasts had a wild and aggressive nature, and their sheer size could crush enemies underfoot. The tusks and trunks of the Mumakil could also deliver devastating blows. The strength of the Haradrim's Mumakil could disable enemy cavalry, as horses would often panic in their presence, and even foot soldiers experienced similar trepidation. These thick-skinned creatures were once thought to be impervious to regular arrows, though their eyes remained vulnerable. Mumakil's hide wasn't as impenetrable as dragon scales, as a strong thrust from a spear or a large arrow could breach it. Shooting an arrow into the eye of a Mumakil would blind it and send it into a berserk rage, causing it to lose direction. Both foes and handlers would suffer the consequences of its fury. Mumakil were essentially described as elephant-like creatures with thick hides capable of resisting arrows, and their sharp tusks were effective weapons against targets. Their most notable feature was their colossal size, enabling armies to construct battle platforms on their backs. In the movies, they were depicted with up to 4 tusks, similar to prehistoric elephant species. In the Lord of the Rings film trilogy, Mumakil were portrayed as towering around 15 meters in height, each with 4 to 6 tusks, based on a fictional prehistoric elephant called the Mumak. However, there's a reality that movie viewers might not know. The Rohan cavalry had little strategic recourse against these Mumakil, as their horses could not easily approach them. So, how are they defeated? In fact, Peter Jackson took creative liberties here, as the Haradrim's Mumakil didn't fight like a defensive line, nor did they create a sweeping wave on the battlefield, as depicted in the films. That is to say, they didn't bunch up like that. They were spread out, and the confrontation with Mumakil was also coordinated by the Gondor infantry, although it was still deemed very dangerous for them. So, did Legolas really kill a Mumakil? You guess, because I still haven't found any indication that Legolas ever interacted with a Mumakil. Returning to the story of the Rohan cavalry fighting Mumakil, if it's just a creative detail, does it make sense? From a dramatic standpoint, it's a grand and epic scene, a piece of mythology that boosts the unwavering spirit of the Rohan cavalry. However, from a scientific perspective, it's a bit absurd. Do you know why Tolkien didn't use the Rohan cavalry to face Mumakil? Because Tolkien was a horse enthusiast, he knew very well the characteristics of horses. If he really wanted to pit the cavalry against Mumakil, they should have surrounded them in a large circle and targeted their weak points. Charging straight into them like that would indeed be one of the most spectacular forms of self-destruction.
What brings you to Oviana?
It's you. You're the beast.